What's good, Internet? My name is attackslug, and welcome to Because Reasons, the show where I play what I feel like when I feel like. And today, taking a look at Gravity Rush 2 on the PS4, the sequel to one of the very early Vita games, and comes from the studio who did, I think it's Team Siren, who did those games on like the PS2 and PS3. And yeah, we're gonna hop in here and play for a little bit. Here we are. This is Gravity Rush 2. This is a game about shifting gravity, as you might imagine. If you have not played the original, and if you haven't, can't really blame you, because it was a Vita exclusive. And really, outside of hardcore video game fans, who really owned a Vita? But it was one of those early games where Sony was actually putting money into the Vita, and I enjoyed that quite a bit when it was out. So here we are, years later, in this sequel. It is a PS4 exclusive, obviously, because it is a Sony internal studio. And this game, honestly, it always feels kind of like a throwback to an era of, like, when you were on the PS2, and you kind of had games centered around a core concept that, you know, were not big budget games, but, you know, did a good job of what that core concept involved. And in this case, it is shifting gravity in any and all directions. And occasionally the camera can get a little bit wonky, but for the most part, it works pretty damn well. So, that being said, first thing I want to get into here is the combat. I'm going to hop into a main story mission. I'm about a quarter of the way through the story. But the missions have such a variety that I really don't know what I'm going to get when I hop into that mission. So, I will first of all show the map here, right? This world, you can see all the little different icons to get into missions and side missions and challenges and whatnot. This world, as opposed to the first game, is pretty big. There's kind of a lot going on here, and that's cool. Like, I do enjoy when games, you know, that kind of had a somewhat subdued first game kind of go bigger and better in the sequel in a good way, without getting too bloated. But first and foremost, I'm going to hop into mission here and say, do a challenge mission that involves fighting things. So that will be that way. This game does have fast travel, but you have to find the fast travel. I'm not a big fan of that. You have to find the manholes to do the fast travel. So I'm going to jump cut here to when I actually get to this destination and can partake in this combat challenge. Now, I'd say overall, what I enjoy about this game more than anything else is the sense of style. It's very cohesive, like the atmosphere. There's just a lot of cool shit going on between the art design and the music that I find really cool, and that not a lot of games kind of do well enough. So I do these videos not just for you guys, but for myself, because it is very easy to forget at the end of the year games that came out in January. And, you know, it's a busy January, and I'm trying to get through this, and Resident Evil, and Yakuza 0, and we got Neo in, like, you know, a couple of days here, and it's just kind of insane. So, we'll get into the combat here to try to show that off before I go into the main story mission and show that off, and then, you know, wrap things up here. So, here we are. This is the combat. It is obviously gravity-focused in fighting guys. You kind of have, you know, a few different options for your attacks, but it's pretty simplistic. And can occasionally be a little bit frustrating, but overall, you know, it's not terrible. You know, the game does have different selectable difficulties, so if you want to make it easier, you can make it easier. But it's a lot of flying around, doing kicks. This game actually did add a new thing, which is the gravity stasis field that allows you to pick things up and throw them, and that does make the combat a little bit easier than that first game could get a bit frustrating. But overall, you know, it's not terrible. The camera occasionally can get a bit screwed up, and certainly in close quarters, the camera kind of does not know how to react, because it wants you to be in a nice wide open space. So we'll see if we can get to this guy with the damn rocket launcher. Screw you, buddy. Screw you. Who's over here? Who is over here? I'm gonna throw things at your ass. Yeah, so you got your meter there in the upper left corner. There's no real fall damage, because, you know, you have mastered the art of shifting. Goddamn camera! the art of shifting gravity, so why would there be fall damage, you know? And the story does follow up on the ending of the first game. I found it's not super necessary to really know what happened in that game. I mean, you know, it's helpful, and, you know, you would have a better sense of the characters, but when you start, you kind of get a good bit of, okay, here's what happened at the end of that first game, and that gives you the impetus of, you know, where you're going to get to where you need to be in this game. And the server is undergoing maintenance, so, you know, is what it is. So you kind of get the idea on what the combat is like. There is a bit more to it. Additionally, you have things where you can power up Cat here in these 6 different styles and spend the gems that you earn on, you know, doing more stuff and getting more power-ups. So here we go. Moonsault. I just bought the Moonsault. By God, that's a Moonsault. So that's press X, square and X at the same time to do a drop kick. Additionally, there is an upgrade system with these talismans that give you different perks and buffs and whatnot as you collect them through the world. I haven't found it super necessary just yet, but, you know, it's cool that it has that in there, and it's more than was in that first game. So, that being said, let's hop into the next main story mission here. I'm about a quarter of the way through this game, and we'll see what that story mission entails, and it's going way back down there, so I will jump cut to when I get there. Here we go. Through the cloud cover into the old settlement, and see what this meeting is all about, and I will show you how, you know, the story beats here play out. Overall, it's been pretty good so far. Whoa, almost fell there. Sorry guys, sorry. My apologies. Here we go. Main mission, the crowd. And this is kind of... This was the same style of cutscenes that they had in the first game, where it's just kind of like this artwork that kind of just slides all around. It's a me, Mario! And these here, you can tell this was originally like a Vita thing, because if I move the controller, it shifts the thing, and this does have 6-axis, or, you know, whatever the hell it's called on the PS4, for controlling the motion, which was in the first game, and honestly, I never really cared for. Episode 11, The Crowd. So basically, you got blown away from where your original, the area of the original game. You got caught in a gravity rift and ended up in this brand new area, and you've been trying to get back to where you originally lived in that first game. And the reason that you can shift gravity is because you have a magical gravity cat named Dusty. And so here we go. This is all new to me. I have not played this mission yet, so I'm curious to see where it's going to go and how things are going to play out. But that seems bad. It's a monster. Alright, head to the man's mansion. So that is our current goal here. I've found so far, between the main missions and the side missions, there's a pretty decent variety in what they have you doing. So that's why it's kind of hard to do a video, is because I wasn't really sure what it was going to give me. I need that, no, I need that gravity thing, whatever. Because you just wait and then it refills, and then you're back at it. But we are flying here up to this area. So yeah, until you find those manhole shortcuts, you're going to do a lot of this just flying in this open world, because the world's so big. And whether that's a plus or a minus is kind of up to you. I haven't found it to be too annoying yet. And I'm about like 6 or 7 hours in right now, so I don't know. It's alright. It's not the worst thing in the world. It's definitely not a deal breaker. Definitely not. So here we go. Gonna find out what the next story beat here is with Raven, who is also from the first game. Alright, the family made it out safely. Oh, dear God. That is some Shadow of the Colossus shit going on right there. Yeah, this is definitely all new to me. Escape the Lost City. To where? Into the Rift? Or no? Not into the Rift. Okay, I shouldn't be going that way. Let us see if we can not die here, because that would be cool. Unless this rift just completely absorbs us, and that's kind of a problem. So, let's see how this plays out. These blue things will refill my gravity. There's also a bunch of shit to collect in the game, and how much you want to engage with that, you know, is completely and totally up to you. I kind of just, well, if it's there, I'll pick it up, but if it's not, kind of whatever. And yeah, this is a bit slow going here, so I might just jump cut to where this plays out next. Alright, here we go. Here we go. What's going on here? giant building man is attacking, and that kind of sucks. Save the people! Alright, so, heading down here to, quote-unquote, save. There's a lot of them down there, so I'm not really sure how we're going to accomplish that, but I guess we'll find out together. Alright, it's Sid. What has Sid got for me? What's going on there? Psycho Sid, the ruler, and the master of the world. Okay, I'm falling here, which is not good. Destroy all of the bridges indicated by markers to separate the two islands. If you hold an explosive for too long, it'll blow up in your face. So, like any other video game bomb and whatnot. So yeah, like I said, there's a lot of different stuff in these games, which is crazy. So stasis field, and then over here, shoot that, shoot that, shoot. Those are enemies. I don't want to do those. Why are there so many enemies here? And I'm running out of fucking gravity juice. That's good. Real good. I don't know how much of this stuff I should actually engage with, because this seems like it's going to be difficult, to be honest. Screw you, you bug thing. Not a fan. Not... Really? Get there. Get there! Not a fan. So, yeah, I don't know that I'm going to spend too much more time in this video. Like, obviously I'm going to finish this, and I'm going to beat this game, you know, fingers crossed, it doesn't get too hard. But I'd say overall, I've been enjoying, Gravity Rush 2. I think it is definitely worth playing, even if you haven't played the original, which, if you haven't, that also, if you can get a copy of the remastered one digitally, definitely, because apparently that, Amazon, print run of the original game was a very small print run, and those copies are going for, like, over $150 right now, which is fucking ridiculous. But digitally, you know, it's regular price, so... and hey, if you have a Vita, you've probably already played this, because, you know, it's one of the few, big budget Vita games, you know, for whatever that's worth. And definitely worth playing. Get some more bombs, fly over to this bridge, and see if we can't, make a thing happen here. The bombs are working! Man, this bridge is tough stuff. And there are just too many guys just shooting shit at me, and that's not cool. Not cool. I don't appreciate you shooting shit at me. Anyway, I think you get the idea. There is a lot of different stuff to do here in Gravity Rush 2. I'm going to pause it here. And I think it's very well made, and it might have gotten a little bit ignored among all the other big January releases for 2017. Anyway, I'm attackslug. Thanks for watching. This was Because Reasons, and I'll see you next time, right here on this channel. And I'm out.